10.7, number one, x plus 2 squared. Pretty much like the last section, 10.6, only you'll have to make this initial step when you see x plus 2 squared. Anytime you square something, that means you're taking it times itself. So x plus 2 here times x plus 2, taking it times itself, and then you'll just want to FOIL from there. So x times x times 2, and then also doing the same thing with the other two, 2 times x, 2 times 2. And then just go through that process. X times x is x squared. X times 2 is positive 2x. 2 times x in the middle, another positive 2x. And then 2 times 2 is 4. Number 2, 2x plus 9y squared. Same idea here. 2x plus 9y. We're going to take it times itself. And then distribute the 2x. That's multiplication, by the way. Same with the 9y, multiplying it times both things in the second parentheses. So going back to the 2x times 2x is 4x squared. Remember, you're going to add those exponents on the x's. So the 1 and the 1 add to be 2. 2x times 9y. 2 times 9 is 18. X and the y, you're just going to butt those up against each other like that. In the middle, 9y times 2x. That's going to be another 18. And you could put yx, but typically with variables, we're going to put them in alphabetic order. X, y. And then lastly, we've got 9y times 9y. And that'll give us 81 and then y squared. After that, add your like terms. We've got 4x squared plus 36xy plus 81y squared. Number 3, 2 times the quantity 3x plus 5 squared. Here, the only thing that you're going to square is the parentheses. 2 is just to the first power, so we've got 2. And then we've got 3x plus 5 times 3x plus 5. And you can do this however you want. I would go ahead and distribute the 2 just to start with, and then we'll multiply the rest of it. So 6x plus 10. 2 times 3x, 2 times 5. Leave that in parentheses, and then take that times that 3x plus 5 that was on the end there. Distribute the 6x, also distribute the 10. So 6x times 3x, 18x squared, 6x times 5. 10 times 3x, and then 10 times 5. Number 4, 6x minus 5 times 6x plus 5. Nothing really new here. I just wanted to introduce you all to the concept of conjugates. Conjugates are binomials. They look exactly the same, only the sign in the middle is different. Conjugates. Not necessarily 100% important for you to completely understand in this section. But one thing that always happens with conjugates when you multiply them, and we'll go ahead and do that. Distribute the 6x, distribute the negative 5. 6x times 6x, 36x squared, 6x times 5. Then doing the negative 5 times 6. And then negative 5 times positive 5 is going to be negative 25. So unlike the previous examples where we had two things in the middle that were like terms and we combined them when we got a new term. Here, these two cancel each other out. 30x minus 30x, they cancel out. And that's what happens with conjugates when you FOIL. Always the outer and inner, the middle two terms, end up canceling. So ultimately, we end up with 36x squared minus 25. So you could have gotten that even without knowing that these were conjugates, even without knowing that the two middle terms cancel. You would have realized 30x minus 30x just turns into 0. Number 5, one more example that conjugates, x squared plus 3 times x squared minus 3. So again, binomials that are exactly the same, only the sign in the middle is different. So even before we do our foiling, we already know the o and the I are going to cancel out. So x squared times x squared times negative 3, 3 times x squared, 3 times negative 3. Then 3 times x squared is going to be positive 3x squared. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. Negative 3x squared, positive 3x squared, those two cancel out. X to the 4th minus 9.